Welcome, future CPAs. So, if you're a BS accountancy student gearing up to conquer the LECPA, and especially that notoriously brutal FAR section, well, you've landed in exactly the right spot. Get ready for an explainer designed specifically to hack your brain for long-term retention. We aren't just cramming for tomorrow's quiz here. We're actively coding these foundational concepts into your long-term memory so that in 2 or 3 years, you can absolutely crush the board exams. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. Section 1 is decoding the accounting concept. Section 2, internal versus external users. Section 3 is ethics, the unbreakable rule. Section 4, your future accounting career. And we'll wrap it all up with Section 5, a LECPA 20-point bullet review. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, decoding the accounting concept. We're going to start by taking the definition of accounting from a super dense textbook paragraph and stripping it down into an easy-to-remember, logical process. The absolute most crucial point here is that accounting isn't just crunching math. It's a dynamic, three-step information system. Step 1, you identify economic events. Basically, you're selecting which transactions actually matter to the business. Step 2, you record them, which means keeping a chronological diary of these events measured in monetary terms. And step 3, you communicate this collected data by preparing reports for interested users. Think of it like a complete information pipeline. This concept really brings that entire pipeline to life. You can see exactly how raw business transactions eventually transform into the formal financial statements you're going to learn to analyze. From people just discussing a transaction, to the accountant typing it into the system, all the way to a user reading the final report. Now listen up, because here's a massive trap in the board exam: confusing bookkeeping with accounting. Remember, bookkeeping usually just involves that middle step, the recording. Accounting, on the other hand, is this entire massive three-step ecosystem. Moving right along to Section 2, internal versus external users. Let's talk about the actual people who demand all this data. This right here is a classic trap area in board exams. When you're tackling FAR multiple choice questions, just ask yourself one simple thing: who is inside running the day-to-day operations, and who is outside evaluating the risk? The examiners love testing this binary distinction. Internal users are your internal managers, think marketing directors, production supervisors, or human resources. External users are completely outside the company walls. That's your investors deciding to buy stock, creditors like banks evaluating loan risks, or taxing authorities like the BIR in our Philippine setup checking for compliance. Notice the stark difference in the kinds of questions being asked based on someone's position. For instance, an internal HR manager is going to ask an operational question, like, can we afford to give employees pay raises this year? They need detailed internal managerial accounting data for that. But an external investor, they just want to know, is the company actually earning a satisfactory income? External users rely entirely on the standardized financial accounting reports that you will be preparing. All right, on to Section 3, ethics, the unbreakable rule. Now we're transitioning to the absolute bedrock of financial reporting: ethical behavior. Without ethics, the entire information system literally collapses. You could have the most flawlessly accurate ledgers in the world, but if the data is manipulated, the whole economy suffers. Enter the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, or SOX. It's a law intended to reduce unethical corporate behavior and severely decrease the likelihood of future corporate scandals. Now, while SOX was originally a U.S. regulatory response to massive corporate frauds, you absolutely must remember this as the universal baseline for financial integrity. It strongly influences the conceptual framework and corporate governance standards right here in our Philippine setup that you're going to be tested on. To prevent rigged financial systems, this mandates some incredibly strict rules. Top management must formally certify the accuracy of the numbers, so they can't just throw their hands up and claim ignorance later. Fraud brings severe, life-altering penalties. And this is absolutely crucial for your future auditing careers. Outside auditors must maintain strict independence. You literally cannot be friends with the company you are auditing. Your independence is the only thing giving the public faith in those numbers. Let's pivot to Section 4, your future accounting career. So why go through the pain of memorizing all these standards and rules? Because they aren't just academic theories, guys. They are the gateway to your future profession. Whether your path leads to public audit, where you examine statements, private corporate finance, where you build a business from the inside out, governmental roles managing public funds, or even forensic accounting, where you act like a financial detective investigating fraud, this foundation gives you 360 degrees of opportunity. Earning that CPA license is essentially getting a universal passport to the business world. And finally, Section 5, the LECPA 20-point bullet review. Okay, get your screenshot hotkeys ready because this is your ultimate study hack. Active recall and spaced repetition are exactly how we're going to achieve that 3-year retention for the board exam. For process, remember accounting is first and foremost an information system. Your IRC acronym is vital here. Identify economic events, record them chronologically, and communicate via reports. Keep in mind, recording is also classifying, communication requires deep analysis, and bookkeeping, remember that's strict just the recording phase. Next up, locking in our users. Keep that division super strict in your head. Internal users actually run the day-to-day business, like your marketing and HR teams. Everyone else is outside the building. Investors buying shares, creditors weighing lending risks, tax authorities demanding compliance, and regulators, like the SEC, ensuring fair play. If they aren't managing the daily grind, they are external, for sure. And here are your final power bullets covering ethics and careers. Ethics isn't optional. A sound economy completely relies on dependable reporting. The Sarbanes-Oxley mandates are your guardrails. They reduce unethical behavior, force management to certify the numbers, and maintain total auditor independence. Master these concepts, and you unlock those 360 degrees of career paths. Make sure you save those points, review them actively, and whatever you do, don't just memorize. Understand the why behind the system. Building this solid foundation today pretty much guarantees that your higher-level accounting subjects will just click into place. So I'll leave you with this final, provocative thought to carry into your next study session. Based on everything we've uncovered about rules, ethics, and reporting today, are you ready to think like an auditor?